Who's actually going to get the most out of a built-in natural gas grill, and who should walk away before spending a few $1,000s on something that might sit idle? Is the COYOTE CL Series 36-inch model a smart upgrade for a serious outdoor kitchen enthusiast, or just a pricey add-on that will end up gathering ash? And for the everyday backyard chef wondering whether the price tag matches the everyday use, does it really deliver enough bang for the buck? Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. If you've ever tried to host a dinner party and found yourself juggling a freestanding grill, a side burner, and a separate prep station, you know the frustration of juggling multiple pieces of equipment. The idea of a single, sleek unit that sits flush with your countertop and pulls gas straight from the line is a big part of why built-in grills have grown popular. But that convenience comes with its own set of questions. Do you have the infrastructure? Will the grill fit the aesthetic of your outdoor kitchen? And how does a grill like this perform when you actually fire it up for a steak night or a weekend brunch? Let's break it down. The COYOTE CL Series 36-inch built-in grill is designed for natural gas connections, which means you won't be dealing with propane tanks or swapping canisters. For homeowners who already have a gas line routed to the outdoor cooking area, that's a major convenience. The unit boasts what COYOTE calls infinity burners, a design that spreads flames more evenly across the cooking surface. In practice, that translates to fewer hot spots when you're searing a ribeye or spreading out a batch of burgers. The integrated Windguard is another thoughtful addition. It shields the burners from gusts that can cause flare-ups, especially on breezy evenings. Those two features together give you a more predictable heat environment, something that even experienced grillers appreciate when they're trying to nail a perfect sear without charring the exterior. Now, who should consider this grill? If you've invested in a permanent outdoor kitchen, think a stone countertop, a built-in fridge, maybe a sink, and you already have a natural gas line, this unit slots in nicely. It's also a solid choice for people who entertain regularly, say weekly barbecues or seasonal brunches, where the convenience of a fixed grill outweighs the upfront installation cost. The interchangeable burners are a neat perk for those who love to switch from low and slow smoking to high-heat searing without buying separate appliances. And because the control panel is smudge-proof, you won't be constantly wiping down grease stains after a long cooking session, which keeps the overall look tidy. On the flip side, there are clear reasons to skip it. If you're renting or live in a place where making permanent gas line modifications is a hassle, the built-in design becomes more of a liability than an asset. The unit also runs on natural gas only, so if your property only supplies propane, you'll need to invest in a conversion kit, or better yet, look for a grill that matches your fuel source. Space is another practical concern. At 36 inches wide, the grill takes up a substantial portion of any countertop, so smaller patios or kitchens may feel cramped. Finally, the price point sits above many high-end freestanding models, so if you're comfortable moving a grill around and don't need that seamless integration, you might find better value elsewhere. Let's talk about the day-to-day experience. I've seen a few homeowners install the COYOTE unit and use it for everything from a quick weeknight chicken bake to a full-on Thanksgiving turkey. The infinity burners maintain a consistent temperature, which makes it easier to follow recipes that call for precise heat levels. When they switched to the interchangeable sear burner for a steak night, the extra intensity gave that coveted crust without overcooking the interior, a real benefit if you're used to juggling a separate searing pan on a stovetop. The Windguard proved its worth during a breezy summer evening. The flame stayed steady, and there were no sudden flare-ups that forced a pause in cooking. The solid white light on the redesigned knob and bezel is subtle but helpful for evening grilling, letting you see the settings without having to squint in the dark. But there are some practical downsides that become apparent after a few uses. The first is the installation. Because it's built-in, you'll likely need a professional to cut the countertop, hook up the gas line, and ensure everything meets local code. That adds a hidden cost that can easily climb into the high hundreds, especially if you need to run a new gas line from your house. The second is cleaning. While the smudge-proof control panel stays clean, the grates themselves are standard stainless steel, meaning they still require regular scrubbing after heavy grilling sessions. Some users have mentioned that the grease management system isn't as robust as they expected. You'll still need to empty the drip tray frequently to avoid overflow. Lastly, the aesthetic redesign: new end cap and handle looks modern, but it may clash with more traditional stone or brick outdoor kitchens. If you have a rustic theme, the sleek,